Hello and a very warm welcome to our health community. You may have heard remarkable claims online, perhaps from a friend or family member, about a simple leaf that grows in many backyards. They might say that guava leaves are a miracle cure for everything from high blood sugar to heart disease. It sounds like the kind of sensational headline we are often told to ignore. But when it comes to our health, especially as we navigate our senior years, we owe it to ourselves to investigate these claims properly. Is there any real truth to them? What does the data really say about guava leaves and their potential benefits for managing conditions that often concern us most, like diabetes, high cholesterol, and inflammation? The answers are fascinating and far more practical than the headlines suggest. This isn't about quick fixes, it's about understanding the real evidence so you can make informed, safe choices for your well-being. So, if you believe in evidence-based health, please take a moment to click that like button and subscribe to the channel for more honest health discussions. And I would truly love to know who I'm speaking with today. Please comment below with the city or country you are watching from. Let's begin. Let's begin with the claim that gets the most attention: blood sugar. For many of us, especially as we get older, managing our blood glucose levels is a daily priority. So, what does the evidence actually say about guava leaves and diabetes? When you eat a meal rich in carbohydrates, like rice, bread, or pasta, your body gets to work breaking those complex carbs down into simple sugars. A specific enzyme in your gut, called alpha-glucosidase, plays a crucial role in this process. This is where the science becomes fascinating. Several clinical studies, particularly a number of them published in Japan, have investigated this exact mechanism. They found that specific compounds in guava leaves, powerful flavonoids like quercetin, appear to act as natural alpha-glucosidase inhibitors. In plain English, the guava leaf extract essentially tells that enzyme to slow down its work. By slowing the breakdown of carbohydrates, it doesn't stop the sugar, but it helps prevent that sudden, sharp spike in blood sugar that can happen right after eating. The sugar is absorbed more slowly, more gradually, which gives your body a much better chance to manage it. This leads us to our first core tip. Based on this research, the most effective time to use it is to drink 1 cup of guava leaf tea with your meal, or immediately after a carbohydrate-rich meal. The goal is to help your body manage that specific meal's impact. Now, I must be extremely clear on this point. This is our most critical warning. Guava leaf tea is not a replacement for your prescribed diabetes medication. You absolutely must not stop taking your metformin, your insulin, or any other medication your doctor has given you. In fact, combining this tea with your existing medication without medical supervision could be dangerous. It could potentially lower your blood sugar too much, leading to a serious condition called hypoglycemia. Symptoms of hypoglycemia include feeling shaky, dizzy, confused, or sweaty. It can be a medical emergency. So, the absolute first step is to speak with your doctor. Ask them if adding guava leaf tea is a safe and appropriate choice for you, considering your personal health history and your current medication plan. In our last section, we discussed the science behind guava leaves and blood sugar management. This leads us directly to another critical area of health, especially for seniors: our cardiovascular system. The health of our heart and our blood vessels is fundamentally linked to our metabolic health. So, it's natural to ask, if these leaves can influence blood sugar, can they also offer any support for high blood pressure or high cholesterol? Let's first look at cholesterol. This is a topic that can be confusing, but it's vital. We often hear about bad cholesterol, which is LDL or low-density lipoprotein. High levels of LDL can contribute to the buildup of plaque in our arteries, a condition called atherosclerosis. This narrows the roadway for our blood, increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. Then there's good cholesterol, or HDL, which acts like a cleanup crew, helping to remove that bad LDL from the bloodstream. And finally, we have triglycerides, which are another type of fat in our blood that, at high levels, also contributes to risk. So, where do guava leaves fit in? The research here is still developing, but it is promising. Several studies, including both preclinical models and some small-scale human trials, have investigated this. What they suggest is that the rich blend of antioxidants and flavonoids in the leaves, particularly compounds like quercetin and catechins, may play a role in this process. They appear to work in a few ways. First, they may help reduce the oxidation of LDL cholesterol. This is a key step because it's the oxidized LDL that is particularly damaging to our artery walls. Second, some research suggests these compounds can gently support the liver in processing and clearing excess fats from the blood, potentially leading to a modest reduction in both total cholesterol and those triglycerides. This brings us to a very practical core tip. If you are considering guava leaf tea for heart health, it is essential to see it as one single player on a much larger team. It is not a magic bullet that will erase the effects of a poor diet. The most powerful, proven strategies remain lifestyle-based. This means embracing a diet rich in fiber like the DASH diet or the Mediterranean diet, which are specifically designed to lower blood pressure and improve cholesterol. This means whole grains, leafy greens, lean proteins, and healthy fats. The guava leaf tea in this context becomes a complement, an added, supportive measure to a lifestyle that is already working for your heart, not against it. And now, we must address the most critical warning of this section, and I truly need you to hear this. You must never stop taking your prescribed medication for high blood pressure or high cholesterol. Medications like statins, beta blockers, or ACE inhibitors have been rigorously tested in hundreds of thousands of people and are proven to save lives by preventing heart attacks and strokes. Guava leaf tea has not. Please do not make the mistake of thinking this simple tea can replace the powerful, protective effect of your prescription. Viewing it as an either-or choice is a dangerous misconception. The potential benefits we are discussing are adjunctive, meaning they are, in addition to, not, instead of. Abruptly stopping your heart medication can lead to a severe rebound in blood pressure or a rapid rise in cholesterol, dramatically increasing your risk of a cardiovascular event. Before you add anything, even something as natural as a leaf tea, to your daily routine, the only safe path forward is to have a conversation with your cardiologist or your primary care physician. In our last section, we explored the ways guava leaves might offer support to our cardiovascular system. Now, I want to zoom out and look at a process that underlies not only heart disease, but also many other chronic conditions associated with aging: inflammation and oxidative stress. You have likely heard these terms before. Oxidative stress might sound technical, but the concept is quite simple and very important. Think of it as a form of biological rust. Every day, our bodies perform billions of functions, and this process creates unstable molecules called free radicals. This is a normal part of being alive. In small numbers, our body can handle them. But when we are exposed to pollution, processed foods, stress, or just through the natural process of aging, the number of these free radicals can overwhelm our body's natural defenses. These free radicals are like tiny, out-of-control sparks. They can bounce around and damage our healthy cells, our DNA, and our proteins. This damage, this rust, is what we call oxidative stress. And this stress is a key driver of chronic, low-grade inflammation. This isn't the good inflammation you see when you cut your finger and it gets red and heals. This is a silent, persistent inflammation that can contribute to stiff joints, a weaker immune system, and the progression of many age-related diseases. So, how do we fight back against this rust? We use antioxidants. Antioxidants are the good guys. They are stable molecules that can find these free radicals and neutralize them, safely putting out the sparks before they can cause damage. Our body makes some antioxidants, but we must get the vast majority of them from our diet. This is where guava leaves truly shine, and the research is very clear on this. Guava leaves are absolutely packed with a powerful army of antioxidants. We are talking about incredibly high levels of vitamin C, in many cases, even more potent than what you'd find in the guava fruit itself. But it doesn't stop there. They are also a rich source of a wide range of other compounds called polyphenol and carotenoids, like quercetin, lycopene, and catechins. Each of these antioxidants works in a slightly different way, providing a broad-spectrum defense for your cells. This brings us to our core tip for this section. The most effective way to use guava leaves is to think of them as a protective shield, not as a medication. By regularly and moderately consuming this antioxidant-rich infusion, you are not curing any specific disease. Instead, you are providing your body with the tools it needs to protect itself. You are supporting your overall cellular health and helping your immune system function at its best by reducing the constant rust of oxidative stress. But as with all things, this power comes with a critical warning. More is not better. This is a common and dangerous misunderstanding. Drinking gallons of guava leaf tea will not reverse the aging process or make you immune to illness. Our bodies can only absorb and use so many of these compounds at one time. Excessively high doses will not provide extra benefits and can, for some people, lead to undesirable side effects like constipation or digestive upset due to the high concentration of astringent compounds. Moderation is absolutely essential. This tea is a wonderful supplement to a healthy lifestyle. It is not a replacement for one. It does not replace a diet rich in a variety of fruits and vegetables, and it certainly does not replace any medication your doctor has prescribed for inflammatory conditions like arthritis. Now, while much of the modern research we've discussed focuses on complex issues like blood sugar and inflammation, it's important to remember that for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years, guava leaves have been a staple in traditional medicine. And their most well-known, most common use by far has been as a simple, effective digestive aid. Specifically, in many cultures across the tropics, a brew of guava leaves is the first thing a mother or grandmother will prepare for someone suffering from an acute case of diarrhea. This is one of those traditional remedies that modern science has actually been able to validate, and the reasons are quite compelling. The research here points to two primary functions. First, guava leaves possess potent antimicrobial and antibacterial properties. When you have a sudden case of infectious diarrhea, it's often caused by a bad bacteria, such as certain strains of E. coli or Staphylococcus aureus. Studies have shown that the compounds in the leaves can actually help to inhibit the growth of these specific pathogens in the gut, essentially helping your body fight the source of the infection. But there's a second mechanism which is perhaps just as important for comfort. The leaves have what we call an antispasmodic effect. That uncomfortable, cramping feeling that so often accompanies digestive upset is caused by your intestinal muscles spasming or contracting too forcefully. The compounds in guava leaf tea appear to help calm and relax these muscles, which can provide significant relief from that cramping and reduce the urgency and frequency of bathroom visits. This leads us to a very practical core tip. If you are experiencing a mild, acute case of digestive upset, perhaps from something you ate, a weak brew of guava leaf tea can be a very soothing, effective, and traditional first step to help settle your stomach and calm your system. However, this comes with an extremely important and critical warning. This remedy is for one specific situation: diarrhea. If your primary digestive complaint is the opposite, if you suffer from chronic or frequent constipation, you should approach guava leaf tea with extreme caution. The very same compounds that make it effective for diarrhea, its astringent or binding properties, can potentially make constipation worse. It can slow down gut motility even more. If you are already prone to constipation, this is probably not the right remedy for you. And as always, if you have severe or persistent digestive symptoms, bloody stool, or a high fever, you must bypass home remedies and see a doctor immediately, as this could be a sign of a much more serious condition. We have talked about metabolism, heart health, and digestion. Now, I want to focus on an organ that is central to all of these processes: the liver. Our liver is an incredible, hardworking organ. It acts as our body's primary filter, processing everything we eat, drink, and absorb. It filters toxins, helps manage cholesterol, produces bile for digestion, and stores energy. As we age and after a lifetime of service, it's vital we do everything we can to support it. In recent years, there has been a significant rise in conditions like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. This is a condition where excess fat builds up in the liver, even in people who drink little to no alcohol. Over time, this fat can cause inflammation and scarring, which can seriously compromise liver function. This has led researchers to look for any compounds that might have hepatoprotective effects, an advanced term that simply means liver protecting. And this is where guava leaves have shown some early promise. I want to be very transparent about the research here. Most of the studies we have on this topic are preclinical, which means they were conducted in animal models, not in large-scale human trials. In these studies, researchers would expose the models to a known toxin, like certain chemicals or high-fructose diets, to induce liver damage. They found that when the models were also given guava leaf extract, they showed significantly less liver damage. The extract appeared to help protect the liver cells from the worst effects of these toxins, likely due to its powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties that we discussed in Part 4. This suggests that the compounds in guava leaves might help shield our liver from some of the daily stresses it endures. This brings us to our core tip for this section. The only way to think about this is holistically. If you want to support your liver, this tea cannot do the job alone. It must be viewed as one small part of a genuinely liver-friendly lifestyle. That foundation is built on managing your weight, eating a diet of whole foods, and, most importantly, limiting or avoiding the substances that are known to harm the liver, primarily alcohol and excessive sugar. And this leads to our critical warning, which I cannot state strongly enough. This potential protective effect is not a free pass or a magic eraser. Drinking guava leaf tea does not give you permission to consume liver-damaging substances. It will not cancel out the effects of heavy drinking or a diet high in processed fats and sugars. Furthermore, if you have already been diagnosed with a serious liver condition like hepatitis, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, NASH, or cirrhosis, this tea is not a cure. It absolutely cannot reverse the scar tissue of cirrhosis. It is a gentle, supportive measure for a healthy liver, not a medical treatment for a diseased one. Please, do not ever substitute this or any supplement for the medical care and lifestyle changes prescribed by your doctor. Throughout this video, we've discussed the complex science behind guava leaves, their effects on blood sugar, heart health, and inflammation. But all of this research is meaningless if we don't prepare the tea in a way that actually preserves the beneficial compounds we're looking for. This is one of the most common mistakes people make. Often, when we think of traditional remedies, we think of boiling them for a long time. It's a common belief that the longer you boil something, the stronger and more potent it becomes. In the case of guava leaves, this is actually the wrong approach. The research we've been referencing, the clinical studies, do not use a harsh boiling method. Instead, they use a gentler process called an infusion. This is critically important. Many of the most valuable compounds in the leaves, the delicate flavonoids and polyphenol that act as antioxidants, are sensitive to heat. If you boil them vigorously, you can actually destroy them, breaking them down before they ever get into your cup. You may end up with a dark-colored tea, but you will have lost a significant portion of the very benefits you were trying to get. So, this brings us to our core tip, which is the proper science-backed way to prepare your tea. First, you need to get your proportions right. The general guideline is about 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried, crushed leaves, or about 5 to 7 fresh, clean leaves, per 1 standard cup of water, which is about 8 ounces or 240 milliliters. Next, and this is the most important step, do not use boiling water. Bring your water to a boil and then let it cool down for just a minute. You want the water to be very hot, but not at a rolling boil. Pour this hot water over the leaves, cover the cup to trap the volatile compounds and let it steep. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. After that, simply strain the leaves out and your tea is ready. This gentle infusion method is the best way to extract the benefits while protecting their integrity. Now, before you even do that, we must cover our critical warning for this section, and it is arguably the most important one in the entire video. It is about the source of your leaves. You must only use leaves that you are 100% certain have come from a guava tree, and even more importantly, that have not been sprayed with any pesticides, herbicides, or chemicals. Many trees, even in private backyards, are sprayed to control pests. Those chemicals are not safe for you to consume. If you use contaminated leaves, any potential benefit from the tea will be completely overshadowed by the harm you are doing to your body by ingesting toxins. Do not pick leaves from the side of a road, where they absorb car exhaust. If you are not growing your own tree far from any contamination, the only safe option is to purchase your dried leaves from a reputable, certified organic supplier. Please do obsess, not compromise on safety. In our discussion so far, we've focused heavily on the specific chronic conditions that guava leaves might support, such as diabetes and heart health. But now I'd like to talk about a much broader benefit, the potential for supporting our entire immune system. As we get older, our immune response, like other systems in our body, may not be as robust as it was in our youth. This is a natural part of aging, often called immunosenescence. It means we might be more susceptible to common illnesses, and it might take us longer to recover from them. This is why supporting our immune defenses is a critical part of healthy aging. We've already established in Part 4 that guava leaves are an antioxidant powerhouse. But one of their specific nutrients deserves its own spotlight: vitamin C. When you think of vitamin C, you probably think of oranges or other citrus fruits. You might be surprised to learn that guava leaves often contain a significantly higher concentration of vitamin C than even the guava fruit itself, which is already famous for it. This isn't just a nice-to-have nutrient, it is absolutely essential for a healthy immune system. The research on this is long established and undisputed. Vitamin C plays a vital, direct role in supporting the production and function of our white blood cells. You can think of these cells as the frontline soldiers of your immune system. They seek out and destroy pathogens like viruses and bacteria. Vitamin C helps these cells function more effectively and protects them from the damage they sustain during this battle. This brings us to a very practical core tip. During the peak of cold and flu season, incorporating a cup of guava leaf tea into your routine can be a simple, hydrating, and comforting way to give your immune system an extra layer of this critical nutrient. It's a supportive measure helping to ensure your body's natural defenses are well supplied. However, we must be perfectly clear with our critical warning. This is a supportive measure, not a primary defense. Drinking guava leaf tea does not make you immune to illness. It does not, in any way, replace the need for the most effective protections we have. This especially includes vaccinations, which are critically important for seniors. The annual flu shot, the pneumonia vaccine, and other recommended immunizations are your single most effective, life-saving defense against severe, complicated infections. Please, do not ever mistake a nutritional supplement, even a powerful one, for the proven primary protection that vaccines provide. Think of this tea as a helper, but rely on medical science for your core defense. This brings us to what is, without question, the most important section of this entire video. We have discussed many potential benefits, but no benefit is ever worth risking your safety. A natural product does not automatically mean it is safe for everyone. In fact, because natural products can be potent, they can also have potent interactions. So, I need your full attention. Let's talk about who must be cautious and who should probably avoid guava leaves altogether. First, let's revisit the warning from our blood sugar section, as it is the most critical. If you are currently taking any medication for diabetes, like metformin, glipizide, or insulin, you must be extremely careful. Because guava leaf tea can also lower blood sugar, taking it at the same time as your medication can create a stacking effect, potentially causing your blood sugar to drop to a dangerously low level. This is called hypoglycemia, and it is a medical emergency. You absolutely must speak with your doctor before even considering this. Second, let's talk about surgery and blood clotting. Because guava leaf extract can have a clear effect on your body's glucose management, and because its full effects on blood clotting are not completely understood, the standard medical advice applies. You must stop taking guava leaf extract at least 2 weeks before any scheduled surgery. This is to prevent any potential complications with blood sugar control or bleeding during and after your operation. Third, while it is rare, some people can be allergic to guava. If you have any known allergies to the guava fruit or to other plants in the Myrtaceae family, you must avoid this tea. Fourth, as we discussed in Part 5, if you suffer from chronic or severe constipation, this tea is likely not a good choice for you. Its astringent properties can slow down your digestive system even more and make the problem worse. This brings us to our core tip for this section, which is a call to action for your own safety. Before you even purchase this tea, I want you to create a safety checklist. On a piece of paper, write down guava leaf tea. Underneath it, write down every single prescription medication, over-the-counter drug, and other supplement you take. Then take this list to your pharmacist or your primary care doctor. They are the only people who can look at your full health picture and tell you if this is a safe addition for you. This is our final, critical warning, and it is the summary of everything we've just said. The number one rule, the non-negotiable rule, is this: talk to your doctor first. Do not start this tea just because you saw a video online, even this video. Your health is unique. Your medication list is unique. The only person qualified to give you a yes or no is your healthcare provider. Please promise me you will prioritize your safety above all else. We have covered a significant amount of research today. We have traveled from the complex mechanisms of blood sugar management all the way to the simple, practical steps of how to brew a proper cup of tea. We've separated the sensational headlines of miracle cures from the much more grounded, scientific reality. And what is that reality? The truth is that guava leaves are not a magic potion. They will not reverse decades of aging or cure a chronic disease overnight. But they are something perhaps even more valuable: a powerful, evidence-based natural support. The science suggests they can be a genuinely helpful partner in our health journey, particularly by offering support for managing our blood sugar, protecting our heart, and providing a rich shield of antioxidants to fight inflammation. But the single most important lesson from our time together today is not found in a single leaf. It is found in the power of consistency. True, lasting health, especially as we navigate our senior years, is not built by finding one secret ingredient. It is built by the small, steady, and often simple choices that we make every single day. It is the walk we decide to take. It is the extra glass of water we choose to drink. It is the diligence to take our prescribed medications as our doctor intended. And perhaps, it is the decision to add a supportive tool like a cup of guava leaf tea to that already strong foundation. It is these small habits, compounded over time, that create real, sustainable, and lasting well-being. My challenge to you today is to build on that foundation of consistency. I have one final and very important request. Please, go to the comment section below and share one new healthy habit you plan to start or continue this week. It doesn't have to be about guava leaves. It could be a promise to walk for 10 minutes, to drink more water, or to make that doctor's appointment you've been putting off. Let's inspire one another to take that next small step. And finally, if you found this balanced, evidence-based approach to health valuable, please do me the great favor of clicking that like button and share this video with a friend or a family member who might also benefit from this information. Thank you so much for your time and for your commitment to your health. My name is your name/channel name, and I wish you the very best. Be well.